I don't necessarily agree with you having to get married and being documented on paper, like through the government. I feel like if you with somebody and you're committed to this person and they're committed to you, you're already established, you already have a foundation. You don't need a piece of paper to say like, okay, you guys are together.
That's how I feel.
Mhm.
That's how I feel.
Or
I
get
feel like
out.
if y'all have an understanding with each other, and then too, I feel like putting it on paper. This is just me personally. Putting it on paper means I can't leave if I get to a point where I can leave. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel like putting it on paper is, it's like
I'm
having
stuck.
somebody,
You feel me? I can't go no
yeah,
goddamn where. But putting it on paper, like you feel me. But I feel like if we getting married, we don't like you say. You don't gotta go to the government. We don't gotta put it on paper, nothing like that. We have an understanding with each other of what it is, and we know we gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? There's no need for the government or anything or paper to make you feel. Because you have some women that feel like, oh, let's put it on paper. That's gonna make them feel some type of way. For what? For what? It's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper.
this
And
is
that's just
about to it.
allowing motherfuckers to be in y'all business where they don't need to be in your business at. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Real
Another
shit.
way,
For real.
another way for the
Like
government.
you,
I'm sorry. Another
yeah,
way for the government to make money off of you. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
Real
exactly.
shit.
exactly.
Exactly.
Control,
They can
having the
Exactly.
hand in,
they can
yeah, all
charge
that.
you
Hmm.
Yeah,
more.
nah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's easy to get married, but it's hard as fuck to leave that marriage. You got to go through all kind of litigation
Hoops and
and
hurdles and
documents, and you got to stand before a white person. You know what I'm saying? And explain
hey,
why you
Facts.
don't want to be with this person, and explain
yeah,
why this shit ain't working for me.
Hey, look, I
right.
feel on that. That's why I told my lady I was like, look, like the whole marriage thing, the traditional thing. I'm all for it. I'm not against it, but like I told my lady, I was like, hey, look, we're doing this shit one time. And
One time only.
if any point you decide this ain't it, whatever, fuck all the divorce shit. We could be legally separated, whatever. But I'm not going through that process. This is the one time I'm doing it. Once I do it, that's it. Like I'm not. We
So you
ain't
on
going through
paper?
the extra shit. No,
You
I
on
mean,
paper?
I'm saying, nah. I'm just saying, like if like the one time if we do it, all right, like that's gonna be it though. Like ain't no divorcing. You want to do your
Ain't
own shit
no.
after the fact, fuck it, whatever. But
And see,
paper
that's
route,
another
I'm
reason
not.
why right there I don't want to be married. Like that divorce because it costs more to fucking divorce a motherfucker than it,
Yeah,
it costs to marry them. You feel what I'm
real
saying?
shit.
So
That's why I told her
I'm
I was
not
like,
saying
you
I'm
better make
against
sure this is
marriage, but
one.
that putting it on paper shit, like I'm against that part.
Yeah,
I don't need nobody in my business.
yeah. Nah, I
Right.
feel
Not
you.
only
All
that,
that
Nah,
depth.
for real.
and then not only that though, like I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off, but like with everything going on with like the ice and shit like that, I mean I understand why some people may do it, like for like
Security.
citizenship wise and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I get all that, but if you don't have to do it, I'm all for it. But if you do it, just make it count. Like that's the only time you gonna do it. Like just
No,
do
for
it one
real.
time. Like
Make it count.
But
you
Facts.
know,
You are taking a big risk. Um, with the person that you are being legally binded to, because it's like once y'all decide this shit ain't working, then you got to go before the judge or whoever to decide, okay, well, this motherfucker is about to get half of what you didn't lift one finger to help me get.
Right. Man,
Like real shit,
dude.
you
yeah,
know?
he's
Like,
Cameron
like
So
right?
knocked the
everybody
whole
believes in
camera back.
prenuptials over here.
hey,
Like,
Man,
what?
and see,
Why do you
like
and
feel
see,
Prime
like
Time
you
said, bro,
entitled
you better
to
sign that
50?
paper. Shit.
No,
Why do
for
you feel
real.
like you entitled to 50% of this shit and you didn't do 1% to help me
That's
get this shit?
real.
And some
That's
but
people
real.
see,
get heated as
Because what you
people get
came
heated
in
when you
with,
bring that
you
up.
will leave with. If
but
you came
see,
in with a
but
duffel bag
Motherfucking
and two pairs
grocery
of
bag.
tennis shoes, that's what you will leave with.
but
Your duffel
but
bag
see,
and your two pairs of tennis
but
shoes.
but see, here's the thing. Even now, even today, now, a prenup does not guarantee you that everything that's signed within that paper because there's loopholes now. So a prenup doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, I got this, you got that, you take half.
That's
You know what I'm
facts.
saying?
I mean, kids play a factor. If you got kids, that play a
Yeah,
factor.
that's
It,
true.
So
it,
But
exactly. You know what I'm
but
saying?
wait,
Like,
But doesn't a prenup though is like for what y'all do together in that time, right? It's not for what I did before you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because what I made
Mhm.
before you, that's mine. But for
That's
what
it.
we
Mhm.
have
Yeah.
together, you feel me? What
That's
we
what gets
make
divided.
together, I could see, us splitting that. Yes, that's what we did together. That's ours together. We could split that. Now, what I
Facts.
came in here with, that don't got nothing to do with you. You know
Right.
what I
All right.
mean?
That
But
came in
see,
here with me. You would right.
You know what I'm saying?
That
but see,
that came in
you
here with
you
me.
you'll have people argue that down depending on what you want out of the divorce, right? You'll have people argue that down with their learning, with their attorney or with their lawyer. They'll sit
You
up
know
there and
what?
tell you,
That's
oh well, he financially abused me. The biggest thing, he financially abused me. So guess what? The
All right.
lawyer, he's
I'm
going to be
waiting to
like,
get my
oh
nails done.
well, you know what I'm saying? Oh well, she was financially abused. So therefore, look at quote unquote, look at what Mr. McQuarter has, according to what Miss So and So has.
Now,
So
what
she
the
was.
hell is financial abuse?
I
Because
was
I
just
need to
gonna
be
say, like, what the
financially
fuck is
abused.
financial
Yeah,
I
abuse?
need
it
to be
makes you think.
financially abused
Enlighten
Yes,
me,
because
nigga,
that
because
shit,
I'm,
I
I'm
need
trying to
to
figure
chill.
that out.
trust
I
me.
got things I
Yeah,
need to
wait
be
that
paid
time.
for.
Listen,
So please
trust
financially
me.
abuse
Look,
me.
look that
Hey
up.
man,
Look that up. You,
it makes
it,
me
it,
Without
think of this
going
it's
story.
without
you,
going into specifics,
you,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You was quote unquote financially abused, so therefore, you were you were you were financially abused, so therefore the structure in which you can't provide for yourself, the money was withheld by your quote unquote partner. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Now I'm
Can
yeah,
I
see,
entitled.
that's
come in
that
real
lawyer
quick?
shit, bro.
Now
Yo,
I'm entitled.
Look,
who
look,
was
I'm
that?
Now
telling
I'm
you,
Hey,
entitled.
that is
man.
that is.
Now
look,
I'm
Hey,
look,
who
entitled.
was
look,
that?
look,
Okay?
real quick,
Yo,
y'all.
who
I'm
was that
telling
who
you.
had cancer? Hey, let me say this real quick. Who was that who had
All right, Dre, go
cancer?
ahead.
This nigga had cancer, and he basically had dough, had money, but his cancer was so severe, he really had to invest in taking care of himself and saving his life. So what did he do? He readjusted, made some new calculations to where everything was still taken care of. She just couldn't go out shopping as frequently back. She was still getting shit though. Shit that was just beyond, somebody would have been like, what? So anyway, long story short, because he needed to invest in more medication, more treatment. So he again recalculated, dialed it back a bit, even though she still had everything she could ever ask for. This bitch started talking about financial abuse because he
Hey,
decided to spend his money
Oh,
on
hey,
so
his
he
but
was
look,
medicine and
taking
taking
money
care of
away
himself.
from her
Yes,
usual.
bro.
Yes.
Okay.
her
Yeah,
daily
she was
needs,
still
right?
getting shit, still
Hey,
getting
I need to
purses,
be
all of that
financially
taken out.
abused.
Yeah, that nigga wanted to invest in medicine and take care of himself.
I need to be fucking
Same,
financially
hey,
abused. Cause what?
same.
I would love
hey,
to know what
nah,
that
but
is.
look, not to cut you off though, but like that's why I say like when you do it, make this shit count because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
like if this is somebody you want to spend your life with, cool, like there's nothing wrong with that, but you gotta think even long term, bigger picture. Okay, let's say God forbid this shit don't work out. Can I coexist? Can I compromise with you even after a relationship? Like this is why you gotta make this shit count because
mhm.
I could honestly say like nigga like God forbid all else fails, bro. Like I know I can coexist moving forward. I
Yeah.
might have to move some shit around, but I know deep down, all right, you can coexist. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna do it on paper, make that shit count.
Like,
If
bitch,
you're gonna
this
be with
Right.
somebody, yeah, hey, real
And let
shit. Like that's
again,
real
and
shit
let me
though.
say this too, and let's just say this real quick too. The whole paper aspect, like okay, like Petty P said, okay, a woman is on some, all right, we need papers to make it official. But what is it exactly within those papers that you need that's going to make it official? Because let's just keep it real.
Cause you got the
Ultimately, isn't
ring.
it like
You
a
got the
contract? Yeah,
nigga.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got the
you
ring.
got
I
the
was just
ring,
about
You
to
you
got
say that.
Yo,
everything that
I
come
was
with
just about
him.
to say
yeah,
that.
Why
yeah.
you need this
it's a,
paper?
so
I was
so
Right.
I'm gonna
see.
say this though. Real quick, because misunderstood said it too. You got kids involved, or like Petty P said, you guys have whatever you built together involved. Okay, all that's cool, but at the end of the day, prenups, paperwork sounds like we're talking about deals, business negotiation, agreements, contracts.
Yeah.
You can
And that's
still
It's the
set up a
entity.
contract. You can still get a form of paperwork that's going to basically accommodate or answer to or reflect what you may want out of that license or what they may want out of that license, and still
Yeah.
have some type of agreement that's enough to satisfy both parties if things don't work. You know what I'm saying? Again, especially if kids are involved, assets are involved. You know what I mean? On your own, without the involvement of the government, and still Petty P said, have the ring, still everything,
Yeah.
social agreement, or all of that.
Yeah.
You can still have all of that. You don't have to.
Yeah.
There's a way you can go about it. So,
How do you do
you
that
know,
without insulting your partner?
well, that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Again, it's an agreement. You still
It's
gotta.
it's
I'm just
gotta
saying.
be
We talking about the paperwork aspect.
No,
If
I
this is
hear
just
you.
if somebody's gonna come in talking about paperwork,
Yeah, I
I
hear you.
mean,
Now that's what y'all both got to sit down together, but both on a mature aspect, sit down together and say, you know what, in case this happens, instead of getting the courts involved, this is what we gonna have for each other. But
yeah.
you gotta get a motherfucker whose brainwaves is on the same
Right,
list
right.
as that,
Account,
See,
because
trust. If you got the kids,
you
trust
feel
accounts.
me?
There's all
That
types of
part.
Exactly,
hey,
because you could get a motherfucker that come in like, oh yeah, like you know what I'm saying, like yeah, I can understand, I can agree to that. But when some shit pop
Right.
off, you feel me? Then they run into
Right.
the courts and all
They
this
gonna get
other
that
stuff. You feel
nation
what I'm
like, I
saying?
didn't say that.
Exactly,
man, all right,
exactly,
man,
and
all right,
God damn,
Hey, but see,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
look,
all right.
exactly. And
Because
that's when you
look,
got to
Some
get into
demons start coming
a
out.
motherfucker head though, and really have those what they call uncomfortable conversations. You know what I'm saying? Those uncomfortable conversations will let you know how a person really think just by off their
right.
responses. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have somebody that you can really sit down and say, this is what's gonna happen if things were to become a situation to where we can't get along anymore. So this is what's gonna come into play. You feel what I'm saying? But you gotta
Hey,
be careful with people because people will say things and you have those women are males as well too.
yeah,
You feel me?
males
Because
too,
it's
males
not
too.
just
Yeah,
women that'll turn
yeah,
around and go behind your back. Well, we're gonna take it to court because they're not feeling like they're getting
right,
their way. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Mm-hmm.
and see,
Needing
I
that
will say
license like
this.
it's a degree or
For real.
certificate. My
Like
bad. Go ahead.
I
Oh
didn't
no,
say
go,
that.
no, I was gonna say this. See, uh, a quote from CGA: "The divorce is planned before the wedding." I'm gonna say that again. The divorce is planned before the wedding.
because let me tell you
It
something, bitches be looking for a way out as soon as you fuck up.
Yes, that's what I'm
They be
saying.
having a
The
plan B
Man,
divorce,
from the first day. Soon as you fuck
the
up, cool, nigga,
exactly.
the
cool.
the divorce is planned before the wedding because let's be honest,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, we can have the honeymoon season. Yeah, we fucking, we going out, we doing this, we partying and stuff like that. But don't think for a second, do not think for a second that in the back of somebody's head, man or female, you know what? How long is this shit gonna last? Well, you know what, shit. If it don't last, I got my exit plan, or I got my orbit of simps or orbit of bitches that I'm entertaining,
Man,
just feeding them just a little bit. You know, we quote unquote
all right.
friends. You know, I've known you for a long time, but just in case this shit don't work, oh, best believe. Hey, what you doing? What's up?
Right.
What's
Man,
up?
right?
And how's it going? Because
You
You
know,
ain't
because
they
taking
like
them
good
out to eat.
shit.
They're gonna go down that list with a bunch
you
of send a
For real.
list
you
together
know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
message
Real quick,
and
Real
respond to
shit.
their response.
Because
look,
again, oh, go ahead, misunderstood my fault. Because I'm about to pop off.
real quick.
I'm about to
Nah, nah.
crash out.
Ah,
Touch a
And that's why
nerve.
I'm cutting you off, nigga. That's why I'm cutting you
Touch a
off, bro.
nerve.
That's exactly why I'm cutting you off right now.
yeah.
That's exactly why I'm cutting you off right now, nigga. Don't say too much now, nigga. Look, I'm hey, look. That
Get
being
that on the
said,
nerve, I
bro,
see.
that's why. Yeah, you
Right.
know, look, hey, look, my nigga. I feel you, but look,
Hey, you see
this
that
is
in my
where
eye?
this is where I'm gonna
That
respectfully
nigga
cut
getting
Look.
you, and
triggered and shit.
I'm gonna stop
God.
you there. That's why that choice you make, you gotta like really make it count. Now, look, granted, men and women, whether they want to admit it or not, yes, there's an
Mm-hmm.
exit plan, but within that plan, you still gonna whoever you're with, you're gonna have to deal with them regardless. Like, and that's something you gotta,
Facts.
as an alpha, I mean, male slash female, female too, not even just alpha male, but an alpha female, like y'all got to deal with these niggas like for the rest of your life. If there's kids involved or not, you're still gonna have to deal with them. You got to know how to move. Like,
No, you don't.
just you know,
No, you don't.
I mean,
No, you don't.
you know.
No, you don't. I got a whole child right now whose father I don't deal with at motherfucking
I
all.
feel,
He don't
I feel.
exist, okay? He do not exist at
Judge
all.
said he don't
Cool.
exist. That's dope.
And no
Cool.
facts,
I
I feel
like it
you.
that way.
I feel you on that. No,
See,
facts. I feel you
and
on
you
that,
know,
though.
and,
I feel you.
and you know what though?
Yeah.
See, here's my thing, right? I'm not against marriage. I want to make that thing clear. I'm against marriage with the wrong individual. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Real
I'm
shit.
against. And if a person or an individual is pushing marriage on you so much, you got to ask yourself, okay, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Because the traditional marriage aspect, again, let's run some numbers. During
Right.
COVID, do you know how high the divorce rate was? Because I got
Oh
tired of
yeah,
looking at your ass. That's why.
Cause
going
nigga,
up.
you
You
really
see what
getting
I'm
the fuck
saying?
on my nerve at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
got work to
Because
do.
because you start seeing those flaws within your partner
Yes.
that you never seen before. And the
Right.
But
reason why is because
no.
what you
Pause.
mean?
Pause. Pause.
Okay,
Pause.
okay.
Uh-uh. Those flaws have always been there. You
Yes.
just
Right,
chose
Mm,
right.
not to pay attention
mm,
to them. Those
Oblivious.
flaws have
Just
mm,
been
always been there.
oblivious. Yeah,
Yeah,
been
mm,
those
oblivious.
mm.
flaws have always been. You just chose, and they've been shown to you a couple of times. You
Right.
Got lost in the
chose
sauce.
not exactly. You
Not to deal with
No.
chose
it.
not to pay
Right.
attention to those
Right.
signs. That's what
Nigga
that
was too
was.
optimistic. Right.
And now
No,
we
Uh-huh.
Until he was warned. Until he
Nigga was
that
too
shit was
because
born.
you
That
optimistic.
shit
get
was really born.
yes,
Yo,
you get like
can't
that.
even
You know
have
what I'm
hope out
saying?
here.
Because and hope is not a strategy. Remember, hope is not a
It ain't.
strategy.
It ain't.
And
That's why
and
you can't
see
have it.
and see
gotta
and
live
again
every day, all
we
day now.
you know what I'm saying? Because we paint the red flags white and we try to make justifications like, oh, okay, well, it's because of this, it's because of that. And in all reality, no, you just a fucked up person. Why am I with you? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But we play this whole game of, oh, because we have history. Oh, well, I already invested in
Kids.
time with you. Man, we got kids together. Man, fuck
Yeah.
that shit.
Yep.
I'll restart this motherfucker just like pressing reset on a super
All
goddamn
right.
Nintendo. You
That's
know what I'm
That's
right.
saying?
real.
That's the problem. You know, so when it comes to, oh well, how can we can't get married? Okay, for what? Oh
Mm.
well, my homeboy he married, or oh my homegirl she married. Okay, we not them now. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
looking at
Because
Man.
everybody
what
else's
that
shit,
Right.
trying to be something that's not. Mm-mm.
exactly
You
Right.
can't look
because
at
Looking at
you
that
because
can't look
grass,
at
you have
nobody
no
else's
idea what the
relationship.
soil is like.
Exactly. You can't
exactly
look at nobody else's relationship and think like, oh, I want that too, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. This
Yeah,
nigga
I
could
ain't
be
gonna
slapping
lie.
Right,
this heifer all upside her head, or she could
The
be choking
breakfast
right,
this
lunch
nigga out,
chicken.
and you
Right.
talking about, oh, I want that
right,
relationship. So you want to be slapped up against the wall as well too, is what you're saying. Cool, not a problem. I
E-
can oblige you.
Real shit.
exactly
Grass looking
because
hella nice, the soil hella toxic, man. Nah.
Hell yeah.
because
Exactly.
You at home,
because
your motherfucking
because
ass up, nigga, all day long. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Nigga, that's it. Like, I'm tired
and,
of this bitch.
So yeah.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
real.
I'm so sick of this bitch. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And see, and with me, right? With me, how I feel about marriage, right? Marriage, like Mo said, is it's a contractual agreement with the government. Basically, it's permission for me to enter your relationship, aka marriage, so we can benefit and profit off you. Because in a sense, marriage is business. You get perks and you get bonuses and benefits when you're married, quote unquote, when you file taxes. That's the perfect thing. When you file taxes, when you do your 401k, you put yourself in a branch to where you can actually benefit from. When you want to start an entity or a business, those things you get certain tax benefits, and those things apply to where you can leverage your marriage. But see, we do it in the wrong sense of, oh, because we in love. Love don't love nobody. Because
Exactly.
let me tell
What
you one
love got to
thing.
do when the
Because
bills and rent need to be paid?
I was
exactly, exactly.
listening to
Because let me
that.
tell you one thing.
Don't get it
Let,
twisted, baby. I love you too, but when that written that cardinal come, what love gonna do?
Gonna do exactly,
Man,
exactly.
all right.
exactly.
Because let me tell you one thing, right? Let me tell you one thing. Because guess what? You may sit up there and think you know your partner. You may sit up there and think you know them like the
Right.
back of your hand. But when your ass is standing across that goddamn courtroom, you don't even know who the fuck that is.
That's
Right.
what
Because
thinking
you
and talking
never
will get your ass though. See,
And it's
that's what
just
thinking and
exactly,
talking will get your ass.
ex-
so
but
exactly.
what I'm gonna leave here with.
You know
Hey,
what I'm
what was
exactly,
that
saying?
that's
one video that they was signing divorce papers? She's there all happy. Give me my
Oh,
money. Give me my
give me my
money.
money, smiling and shit like that,
Like,
just cheesing and shit like
I
that.
got you.
Because
man,
let me
all
tell you
right.
something. Because let me tell you one thing, right? In California is a no-fault state. So therefore, it don't matter if your bitch cheat, it
Say
don't
that
matter if your
again.
nigga cheat. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? The mediator and the judge determines what your ass is gonna walk out that motherfucking courtroom with. And
right.
guess what? You gonna get backdoored. You're probably gonna crash out and snatch this bitch up by the hair or snatch this nigga by his dreads because you took an L. So now, because you divorced, now all of a sudden you got to restart your life at the bottom level. While
Right.
this motherfucker walk away on
Easy,
top like this,
easy.
laughing in your
Right.
face.
And you
Motherfucker
know,
Walking
not
walk
to
away
away.
with
cut
a
you off
salary
too,
and
not to
everything.
Swear to God.
exactly, not to cut you off, but people don't realize too when y'all putting yourselves on paper as far as marriage. You feel me? There is perks, yes, but then there's also a downfall to that too. You
Uh-huh.
can't apply for certain assistance. You can't
Uh-huh.
get certain medical coverages and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things as far as like government or resources you cannot get because it's two people in the household. He's working, you're
Hmm.
working. Why you guys can't
Combined
make it
income.
together? Type thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Mhm.
that's the part where too is fucked up because they figure, well, if you're living in a household and there's two incomes, then you guys should be living okay. And it's
Like,
not
how the
like
fuck
that.
you gonna determine
Yo,
what the fuck is best for me? Like, I don't even know you motherfuckers.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
You
saying? You
see
could
what I'm
yo,
saying?
and they gonna
like the
determine,
government's that
okay,
other nigga.
who is more
Don't
fit
you
to be
gotta
a
Mm,
be?
full-time parent, who is more fit to have a house, you know what I'm saying, who is more fit to
right,
have more money, who is more fit to walk away with this
right,
and that. Like, you motherfuckers don't know me, you just fucking met me. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
go before the judge and you got this lying ass bitch or this lying ass nigga, you know what I'm saying, going in there crying wolf, you know what I'm saying, crying crocodile tears and shit. And then you gonna let somebody that don't even know you, never spent one day with y'all in your household, determine who's the fuck gets what. Also, it's
Right.
not about it's not just about, you said like the divorce is already planned before the marriage, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, a motherfucker will also be like, okay, uh, you know, what can I get as soon as this motherfucker fuck up? Okay, I'm thinking about
Hmm.
what I can get. Also, it's like, will it be more beneficial to stay with this motherfucker and just put up with their shit?
No,
You know
for
what
Just
I'm
real.
saying?
juice her.
Man, all right,
Just juice her.
You feel me?
Juice her.
right.
So
You
it's
know, I'm
It
gonna
depends.
entertain
also
you.
This nigga
what I
said
have to
juice
You
do.
know what I'm
yo.
saying?
And so
I,
either I'm gonna gain more by staying with this person or am I gonna gain more by leaving this person? You know what I'm saying?
No,
Hmm.
real.
that's real
Or let me
shit.
gain a little bit more before I decide to go ahead and do what I'm
Right.
gonna do.
Real shit.
You know,
Out here on
that's
your
the side,
Shawnee O'Neal. Out here on your Shawnee O'Neal, I'm telling you.
man. Look,
Because I
right?
look at it like this, right? I look at it
Right.
like this, right? So it's like, okay, let's just say all that shit go to shit, right? So you have to ask yourself, where the fuck did this happen? Because see, when you're in a relationship, most people see it already coming, depending on who's trying to quote unquote achieve the agenda. So they'll see it coming ahead of time. But what they do, they start kind of feeding your ego. You know what I'm saying? Feeding you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to keep you on the line long enough in order for you to get to a position where they rug pull your ass. That's why I said, what's the point in getting married when if I love you, I'll fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep it at that. There's no point in getting a government entity in our business because guess what? The government, they hope and pray to God you fail. Why? Because now it's two lawyers on the end dragging the process out. Why do you think some divorces take goddamn 3 years? You see what I'm saying? You know, and they draining your resource. Because again, remember, the lawyers, they all come from the same group. They come from the association, the bar association. So guess what?
Mhm.
Oh, hey, they dapping each other. Hey, what's good, man? Hey, how'd you like that golf trip? Oh shit, man, golf trip. Man, I went to fucking Dubai. You know, my son on the other hand, now that motherfucker got a mean ass right when it come to that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what? So let's go handle this case. So do you want to start off or me? Oh no, I'll start it off. Oh, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? They over there doing backdoor handshakes. You know what I'm saying? Oh
Mhm.
well, my client, they want this. Okay, well, my client want that. Okay, well, you know what? We'll take a brief intermission, and then after that, we'll move forward and see. They drag it on. They deplete your resources. You know how much a fucking divorce lawyer costs? You know what I'm saying? Don't
Right.
let them tell you that, oh, it's hourly. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them tell you that. So now you sit up there scrambling because you don't want to take the L. You don't want to take the L. You want the most out of this divorce because you feel like, no, this is what I deserve. This is all the hard work I put in. So now you feeding the lawyers, you feeding the judge, you know what I'm saying? And you can't get to no middle ground. because now you going back and forth. And then at the end of the year, you wondering why you paying 30 goddamn grand for something that should be so simple. You see what I'm saying? See, if we don't talk
So
about
they're
putting it
picking
on
wisely,
paper,
man.
you know what I'm saying? You know, if we don't talk about putting it on paper, we got to look at the whole big picture. Because again, we get blindsided by, oh well, I love you. You know what I'm saying? But love can only go so far because when you throw my ass in court, how much did you really love me?
Yeah, shit change when money get involved.
No, for real.
Exactly.
Does
For
get gonna
real.
so
Exactly.
For real. I say I'm not gonna say I'm against marriage. Cause I do would like to be married someday. You know what I'm saying? As far as like putting it on paper, I'm cool. Cause I don't need a piece of paper to let me know how much you love me. You understand what I'm saying? If we rocking this together, we in this together, okay, we gonna do this thing, then that's enough for
you see
me.
what the paper say?
But that's enough for me. I don't need a piece of paper to let me know like you love me and you fuck with me. You feel me? Obviously you do because we standing here before God and we getting ready to say, this is
Right,
what we gonna do until I guess we
right,
ain't gonna do it no more.
right. But
Right.
no,
Even
no,
that's
so
the
real
before
shit.
God thing, like
Yeah.
you said. God is everywhere. We got to go to a church, specific location, a court. We got to go somewhere for that to be like as if, come
Just
on,
for
man.
somebody to make our love official, like nah,
Yeah, and to get permission
but
from somebody,
Sincere?
a third party to tell you when it's supposed to be between me and you. That's
right.
yeah.
But I feel you just like Misunderstood was saying, man. Like, you just really gotta like once this is gonna be one and done. You know what I'm saying? Like once
Yeah,
you
ain't no.
bitch, you stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like you
You
stuck.
No,
keeping the
for
last
real.
name, you
But
hyphenated, do whatever you need to do.
He
but
said hyphenated.
but at the same time, I'm like, I don't necessarily agree with like just staying with somebody because you have history or just staying with somebody
Right.
because
Me
it's
neither.
the right thing to do because you know what, like we only got one life to live and I'm not gonna waste my
Right.
time. I'm not gonna waste my time being unhappy and being fucking miserable in the household I don't want to fucking be in and looking at a motherfucker I can't stand every day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Real
like
sure.
everything I built, I can get it back. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
and
Right.
at the end of the day, it's about a peace of mind. You take that shit, you know what I'm saying? Take it, I can get
Right.
it back. You know what I'm saying?
Keep
But
the last
For real.
name. Just look,
yeah,
we ain't going through the
got
corporate.
my
Just keep
daddy
the last
blood.
name, and
My
we'll,
last
we'll
name
move
got
it
my
like that.
daddy blood on it.
Hey, shit. Hey, for
On
real,
my
real
last I
shit.
worked too hard for
Keep the last
it.
name hyphenated. Do what you got to do.
Hell yeah. Get the
But
fuck
I'm
on.
not going.
Bye.
Once I do
I'm
it, I'm
crying.
not going through that process.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Hopefully, you can get with somebody that's on a mature level. Like, look, I don't want nothing.
It's about a lot of things is too like what is I guess real dead these days is you don't find people who are just real genuine. You feel me? Just genuine,
Right.
real genuine
Like,
ass people. You don't find that shit no more.
yeah,
You know what
motherfucker
I'm saying?
hidden agenda and shit.
Yes, I was just about
Exactly.
to say that. Everybody got an alternative
Exactly.
motive nowadays. You know what I'm
And
saying?
sometimes
Especially
you don't be knowing that until you already some people 2-3 years in and like damn this whole
Knee deep
time
in
you
some
didn't had
shit.
a whole agenda. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
thinking I'm really being genuine with your ass, and this whole time you done had a whole agenda thing. That's why I said like I'm not against marriage, but I kind of am. Like you feel me? Because like motherfuckers get into things, and you could be wholeheartedly in it and genuine, and motherfuckers have a whole agenda behind what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So.
the,
And this, I don't
the,
think it just goes for marriage either. I think that just goes into in the dating world as well
Anything.
too. Yeah.
Dating
I,
world,
I
friendships,
had
family. Yeah. Like,
I had read an article, right? And this white dude, of course, yeah, I had to be the white dude. Um, he sat up there. His wife cheated on him for 10 years, right? When she hit the 10-year mark, she took over 120K from his bank account and divorced him and sent the money to the guy that she was cheating on her husband with. He
Oh,
found out about it
It's looking like
when
a
she
murder charge.
I would have cut
when
a
I would
cat.
have been on Snap,
no, no, check
Snap
this
shit.
out. Check this out.
I would have cut
Check
a
this
cat.
out. Check
Y'all
this out.
come up
So
bringing me
so
crack up.
when they were negotiating, right? When they were negotiating, because he literally he snapped. He lost it, but he was collective about it, right? So they're talking, and he went in the room. He pulled out his shotgun and he told her, "You're gonna meet God," and blew her shit back.
I
She
mean,
waited. She waited 10 years, cheating on this man for 10
That's
years.
cold, nigga.
That 10-year
Damn.
mark, divorced his ass, took the 120K out his bank account. The minute he got a hold of her for a conversation, he grabbed his shotgun and said, "You gonna meet God." He blew her brains out. He locked her till this day.
I would have did the same thing because, bitch, not never. You cheated on me for 10 years.
Right,
That's
right,
that genuine
right,
shit right there. You thinking you
Mm-hmm.
really
right.
fucking with a
10 years.
motherfucker and they not fucking with you the same
Taking
way.
care of them,
Boy,
all
that's
of
what I'm
that.
telling you. I don't be
Yeah,
playing with people now. I will peel
wasting your
your muffin
time.
cap back boo for playing with me. Because it's
right,
I'm
not the fact,
telling
it's
right,
not
you.
even playing, it's the fact that it's my feelings. One, I could have invested this time and this emotions and into somebody else for you to be playing with me like that. So, like, if I
Mm-hmm.
crash out, it's not because what you nigga. It's because I let you come in here. You feel me?
Yeah.
You were thinking that you
Nigga,
was
let
genuine,
you in.
and you don't play with my emotions and my feelings. Now, when I peel your shit back, I'm wrong. It's crazy. You
right.
feel what I'm
I'm
saying?
Now,
I
telling
Right.
you,
yeah.
with that
what
being
are
said,
we
with that
doing?
being
Shit.
said,
What are we
Standing
doing?
outside the heart like sinners and
with
shit.
that
I
being
done
said,
invited your
Okay.
ass up in here, and you up in here doing all types of
just
demonic
saying,
fucking.
something like that happens, and you ain't got no priors, you can get away with that heat of passion, heat of rage. You might get the manslaughter, you might get the 15-20 and be done, but yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta be careful who you choose though. Like, yeah, be careful who you
That's a
choose.
fact. But
Not even be careful who you choose, but motherfuckers need to be careful who they play with too, because you don't know a person's
Right,
mind,
right,
the
right,
stability of their
Mhm.
mental. You know
right,
what I'm saying? You got
that
to be
part,
careful of who you play with out here too, because it be a
right,
lot of people out here playing with people's emotions and feelings,
right,
and now you 6 feet under or somewhere you don't want to be because you out here playing with
right.
people.
for
You
real,
know
All right, getting stocked and
for real,
all
man.
types of, you know what I
exactly,
mean?
You're being a
because
Going
you
lake in
on,
playing
Nevada,
with
nigga.
people.
tampering with your
Yeah.
whole life.
Time and shit, for real, man. Like I'm not, but at the end of the day, it's all a risk. You taking a risk
Mhm.
on
Yeah.
getting married. You taking a risk on just being partners without being married. You taking a risk on just
Yeah.
being a hoe and just fucking and not being in a relationship. It's all a risk. You know what I'm saying?
Time.
Mhm.
You
For real.
spending time. Whatever you doing, you spending time.
Real shit. Like
Yeah,
For
real.
real.
exactly.
Like I don't mind being married because at the end of the day, I want to be with somebody, my one person forever. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
'cause
Mhm.
Thanks.
I'm
I
only
got a,
doing it
I got a,
once.
I got a, I got an extensive resume. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I mean, I do. I got an extensive
The
resume.
accolades, it's
You know, but
highly regarded. Highly regarded.
and it's like at the end of the day, man, like all of that hype, it dies out. It burns out.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
It gets
It
old.
burns out. It dies out after your fun and after you're skeeting and after you're releasing. Like it dies out. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you do, it's a risk. So you just gotta pick your poison. Pick your poison
No, for
wisely,
real.
and hopefully you get
Thanks.
with the right person. You feel me?
That's real.
Right. Move
But
like a
yeah, man.
leader.
Well, everybody, that wraps it up for today. We had an interesting conversation. A couple topics that we touched on. We would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. Again, go ahead and follow each and everybody's socials. This is from the Mud Collective. And before we go, we have to thank our guest appearances. They're going to be appearing on the show more often as well. So if you guys don't mind, please drop your socials again. That way everybody can go ahead and follow you.
All right, I'll go first. Miss Petty P. My social IG is the underscore plus size underscore Virgo. And I got Twitter? No, I don't know. I got what's that TikTok? You follow me on TikTok too as Miss Petty P.
So yeah, I'm G. How you see it? Misunderstood M1 S understood CEO. That's my IG. If y'all want to tap in with me, you guys tap in.
Yep.
For sure. All right. Mo Audio, as you see it, it's on TikTok and Instagram. But on a personal note, name's Dre. Instagram's gonna be Dion. That's a 0 for the O underscore Dre. Yeah, got y'all.
Hey man, you gotta simplify that more, man, so that way niggas type it. You
Either
gotta
they get it
simplify
or they don't.
that.
That's the question. Dion with a 0 instead of the O underscore Dre. That's not difficult.
Yeah.
It's
And
cool,
this
bro.
is from the Mud Collective. We holla at y'all. Peace.
No.
All love.